have a lot of stuff. That's the problem. But it's not dirty. Just
well, I had a lot of stuff too, but it all went away.
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to Dear Shandy, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
It's a big one.
This is a big love fest for us. We've been wanting this to happen for quite some time. I would say exactly a year. Basically,
$1
when we could legally pounce on them and invite them on.
Yeah.
And these two are also the subject of our very first and to this date only bet, but we'll get to that. So first I'll introduce our lovely couple. I happen to think you two are a particularly interesting and eclectic pair, especially as I did my homework and I learned a little bit more about both of you. I was like, who else has resumes like this? Okay, first up, everyone knows the lovely Mari from Matt James's season, but I learned a lot about you in my research. For example, she speaks 4 languages, and maybe even more now, I'm not sure. She was Miss Maryland in 2019 and made the top 10 in Miss USA. Very impressive. She just won Miss Intercontinental Puerto Rico 2022. Congratulations. This is very recent.
Yes, a couple weeks ago.
Very exciting. Congratulations. She's also the owner of the digital marketing agency Inovesa. I think that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Very well-rounded. And then, of course, we have the handsome Kenny, who creates and manages boy band cover bands. And he's the co-founder of the Right Stuff Entertainment and a talent buyer at 115 Bourbon Street in Chicago. I know Andy has a million questions for you about how that all works. But let me just tell you, what stopped me in my tracks was learning that you were the face model of the Joker in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah. She completely lost it.
I love That's a huge part of my childhood. I think Mortal Kombat is, a mainstay in the video game world. I just thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. The two of you are certainly unique, yet also 2 peas in a pod. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So we typically start our love fests with the how did you meet question, but I think everyone knows how you met. So what we want to do, or what we want to ask to get started, is how familiar were you with each other? Had you fully watched the seasons? From what I recall, you had your eye on each other. Maybe you were on each other's lists, but how familiar were you?
Yeah, well, for me, I always tell people that ever since his show premiered, I kind of had my eyes on him because while Bachelorette premiered, I was filming Bachelor with Matt James's season. And that night, it was the Tuesday, I think, because the seasons were all messed up. They had us on a group date and we were getting ready for the night portion at the hotel. Normally, you're not allowed to watch TV, right? But because it was the premiere, we kind of hey, producer, can we please watch it while we're getting ready? They turned it on. So I got to watch the entire first episode of Claire and Tayshia's season. So I watched him get out of the limo. I saw him do the shirt thing and the petting of the dogs and all that. So yeah.
That was it. Sold. I'm with you.
Okay. And Kenny, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously first knew about her on, when she was on that season. And then, how and you're getting ready for Paradise and they ask you well, who do you like and all that stuff. And, she was always my top pick, from that season. And I hadn't really watched, I didn't watch Peter's season. I didn't really watch too much prior to when I was on. So I wasn't familiar with beyond, Peter and backwards stuff. So, so she was the only one that I would talk about with producers for Paradise. And then, and then honestly, we really didn't actually obviously meet until night 1 on the beach. But we had a couple little, I followed her on Instagram and all that stuff.
Okay. Nice.
There was a couple surface level, DMs, but nothing crazy.
Did it feel like a second date when you met on Paradise, or did it actually feel like a blind date? No.
So we were trying to keep it pretty, we didn't even confirm to each other if we were going to be there or not, for sure.
Ooh,
I know a lot of other people did. A lot of other people did, but we left, It was harmless.
Yeah, isn't it funny how in the Bachelor world it's like she was my pick? It's like you kind of are like
it's like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
It's like I like that. I want to get some of that. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so you watch each other on TV and then you also meet. What are your first impressions in real life, and then how have those changed, if at all?
Well, when I first saw him, I was like, oh, he's a lot taller than I thought based off of pictures and stuff.
They always are. They always are.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then when we actually sat down to talk, based off social media, I thought he was always like going out all the time and like, because, he does the boy band stuff and he works for a bar and stuff like that. So I had the impression that he was always like out and doing all kinds of stuff. But when we had that first conversation, he's like, yeah, I like to have coffee and be at home. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that you're a year in, anything that has sort of caught you off guard or changed?
Not really.
No,
he really does just, like to be at home and drink coffee, which is great because I like to stay at home too and just stay around, the local area.
If anything, we go out more now that we're together because before we were, being single, it's either, especially at my age, it's not like my friends are always available to go out. They have like families and shit in their 40s now. Yeah. So
I gotta say, speaking of your age, Kenny, Andy's very excited.
A real
to
man,
have you.
Finally, a full man. No, I have. I don't know if you've listened to our podcast, but anyone who does knows that I define a man as someone who's over the age of 36 in America. Until then, it's not full man.
In a major city in the States. There's a lot of caveats.
Yeah, if you're it depends. If you're working in a coal mine, you're probably a man at like 17. But we're talking like LA, New York. So this is a big deal, and I could tell there are things about you that are different than others. I will leave it at that.
Which we'll get to. I'm sure. Okay, so Kenny, how about you? First impressions from when you meet her and how those have changed today.
I mean, honestly, she was, when we first met, we were clicking pretty good right off the bat, I thought. And she was kind of exactly what I thought. She's a pageant girl. So it's like, she was a pageant girl. That's what I expected.
Wait. We need a definition of a pageant girl.
Oh, here we go. Very, just very proper and
polished.
And poise counts, all that stuff.
It does.
She's well put together and just, it's almost a complete opposite of me, sort of, when I talk. I'm all over the place, but she's very, she's very good.
Yeah.
This will get to our compliment question.
Yeah, we will get there.
We'll get there.
Okay, so now that it's been a year, has that changed at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it changed. And these are good things I'm saying. It wasn't, I wasn't meaning it derogatory towards pageant girls.
We knew you weren't.
Yeah.
I just, now a year later, or whatever it is, I just think we complement each other well. Like I said, she's kind of the opposite, sort of, like just how we carry ourselves, but it fits together good. She's good for me. She keeps me organized and whatnot, and keeps my shit together.
Fantastic.
How would you say you guys complement each other?
Yeah, I think we're kind of, as you said, opposite in certain ways. Like, for example, I think I'm much more calm and more level-headed and more just like, and he, I think, is more, I don't know how to, riled up, in terms of disagreements, for example. I'm more of the okay, well, let's just be calm and talk about it. And he's like, no, I'm angry. And
He's Italian.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, you're both Italian.
No, she's
wait.
not Italian.
No, sorry. You're Puerto Rican. Sorry.
It says it right here.
I know she's Puerto Rican. She won Miss Puerto Rico. I know that.
Yeah.
I meant it's Puerto Rican, Italian, very similar.
No.
Similar blood.
They are similar.
Similar passion.
Yeah.
Similar passion.
Well, actually, speaking of, isn't Braasch, that sounds German.
Yeah, my dad, it's my mom's side is Italian, and my dad, it is German, but
so you're half right.
Yeah.
Are you proud of
he's
yourself?
half right, yeah.
I might have gotten lucky there.
I think you did.
He is half right.
Okay, so Kenny, I want to hear how you think you guys complement each other.
As much as we are opposite on some of the stuff, like you said, but we do the way we sort of live our lives goes together very well. Like she said, we're okay with going to bed at 9:00 and, you know, just sort of being, we have like our schedules, like we work during the day and, you know, we try to go wrap stuff up by the evening, maybe go for a walk, take the dogs out, go to dinner, whatever it may be. And then we're just on the same page when it comes to just daily life, which I think is important.
Yeah.
You know, when you're going to be married, obviously, and living together and all that stuff. So it fits well. And that was kind of the stuff that I was worried about prior to Paradise and stuff, was sort of like, I was always very schedule oriented and, you know, I wake up, go to the gym, and I want to get stuff done, blah, blah, blah. And it just so happens that she's kind of on the same page with all of that stuff. So it just kind of fits together perfectly.
No, you need that. You need that.
It's so true. It's sort of an unglamorous thing to consider. It's like, well, do we like to go to bed at the same time? Do we value staying in more?
Logistical life thing.
Yeah, it's not that glamorous when you first start dating, but I actually think it's kind of make or break when you get into it.
That reminds me of another thing that like was important to me. You have to be like thermostatically compatible. So it's great because we both like to sleep cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also
It's so true. Okay. So given your relationship is a public one, I'm wondering what you would each say is the most common misconception that you've encountered.
About our relationship?
Yes.
I don't even know what I would say. What would you say?
I don't know either. I guess the age thing, like whenever we do Q&As, for example, that's like the number one thing. Like, oh, does your age affect you? Like, how has it negatively impacted your relationship? And like, it doesn't, you know? So I guess, just we're 15 years apart, which is, I guess, considerably a large number. But that's like the biggest misconception, is that because we have that age gap that like something's not working or something's not right or whatever, but we're totally fine with it.
I think that is the most common thing that I ever hear.
Yeah.
And I guess the misconception would be that it's not going to work because we are that far apart. But.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because so we actually have a large age gap as well. I'm always amazed at how often we get asked about it. And we've been married now for 7+ years. So you can look forward to a long life of being asked about your age difference. But since most people seem to look at it through a negative lens, I'm curious, how do you think your age gap actually works in your favor?
You know, I think it has a lot it's a big factor in that, like being on the same page type of thing. Because, I mean, well, listen, a man isn't a man until he's over 35, you said, right?
36.
36. No, but I think there's a certain level of like maturity that kind of like meets in the middle, and that's important in a relationship. I mean, I could understand in Paradise, even he was saying like, well, she's so young, I don't know if she's ready for this, blah, blah, blah. Because typically people my age are out there drinking and partying all the time, and like they have all their friends as a priority. But for me, I'm more like, take care of the dogs, like get my work done type of priority. So I think in that sense, we kind of match there.
I mean, that for me, like that is kind of how it ended up working so well. Because if it was like the opposite of that, of like she wanted to go out every Friday night, Saturday night, and like I just stay home or whatever it may be, and then I just don't think it would have worked out that way. I mean, if we spend all our time together most of the time, unless she's out of town,
winning pageants.
You know, and so I mean, when she's in Chicago, I mean, we're, you know, if we go to see the bands or whatever, we're always together. Like I said, my friends are, you know, having kids, and you know, it's not like you know how it is. Like your circle gets smaller as you get older. So
it is true.
Yeah, I like when I want to go out, when there's a night, which is rare now. Like I used to go out all the time. You know, I mean, you just don't care anymore. It's not fun. I'm like desperate. I'm like going down the list. I'm like looking down my text messages, like who do I hang out with? Like, oh, married, kids, married, never wants to hang out. And then I go deep. I go to like text from like 6 months ago. I'm like, I haven't talked to that guy in like 6 months. Can I say what's up at like 10 o'clock on a Saturday night? I don't know. You know, but you just don't want to do those things anymore. And I think that when a man reaches a certain age, a woman just swoops in. Honestly, I think it's true. It's just the timing of it. You reach a point where you're like, I'm done with this, even if you don't know it. And then a much more mature woman who's 15 years younger than you swoops in, and that's it.
They converge at the exact right spot. Well, so what we're learning about your relationship so far is that you guys spend a lot of time at home and you're very normal.
It's the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
Far
Very
more
boring.
normal than I think people would imagine.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, I would expect them. I don't know. I saw you guys were at Lollapalooza. I'm like, they go to music festivals all the time.
No, I wish. No, that was actually like a hard, because we had Lollapalooza the first weekend for 4 days straight. And then right after that, the following weekend, we had the Smokeout, which is the country music festival, for 4 days straight. And we were dying.
Yeah.
Like, people do that all the time. And we're like, how? Am I backwards?
Exactly.
Meet her?
Yeah. I would assume a lot of drugs. I have to assume. I don't know.
Well, we definitely saw some of that there.
Yeah.
I relate to that. I feel like my stamina just went to shit at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious. What is different about this partnership that you think makes it successful versus past relationships?
Wow. I mean, I'll go first because it's quick, because I really didn't have a whole lot to refer back to. I've been fairly single for many years, probably 10 plus years. Throw a couple, maybe 6 to 8 month things in there somewhere, but nothing ever was like super serious. In general, like nothing where I was like considering getting married or anything like that up until Paradise, basically. So mine's easy.
Huh?
There's nothing there.
Wait, so just nothing captured you, right? Nothing. I'm just curious. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah. Well, it was probably me just not even wanting it to happen, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't even I wasn't looking to get married. I wasn't even looking to be in anything super serious ever. Just because, like, and going back to like, a few years back, I was at the bar when because I still do work for the bar, but I book all the entertainment. So I'm not there all night like I used to be. Back in the day, I'm there a lot. I was there a lot, like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, late nights. You get home 4 a.m. It's just, time starts flying by, and then all of a sudden it just nothing ever happens, and whatever, it's just, I know that it's cliche to just where people say like because of work or whatnot, but it kind of was just with work and just the way my life was set up.
I get it. I also think that as time goes on, it just goes faster and faster.
Absolutely.
And you keep thinking you have more, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute.
That's it.
10 years ago.
The sands of time.
The sands of time go like that. Scary. Okay, so Mari, how about you? Is there a past relationship that you're like, okay, wow, this is like this. It's different in this way, and that's why it's successful?
So I had like 2 more serious relationships. The first one, we were super young. Like, I was a freshman in college. And I don't know. It was just very like, we wanted different things. He wanted to like quit everything and move to LA, and one of those.
I've never heard of that before.
He should go on The Bachelor.
That's original.
And
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, okay, well, if we're gonna do that, we need like a plan, like a job, money. Like, he didn't even have a car at the time. I'm like, this isn't gonna work out. But he was like dead set on it. So that's what happened there. And then the second relationship was actually a lot more serious. Like, we actually were talking about getting married and like kids and where we wanted to live and all that stuff. But he was a cheating, lying a-hole. So,
So this is different because Kenny's not a cheating, lying a-hole who has no interest.
Jessica, you stole my thunder. Thank you, though.
What have you got over there, Andy?
I've got a big bucket of Care of plant protein.
In chocolate. We've actually been enjoying that before our workouts.
I got to be honest, I'm not a working out person, nor am I a protein powder eating person. But I look forward to my workouts because I know I'm going to have this chocolate drink beforehand. It's embarrassing.
You're taking the words out of my mouth because I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
I blend mine with banana and ice cubes and almond milk, and it's just delicious. And it really does give me that I need to get through a dreaded workout. I'm just such a big fan of Care of. I mean, how often do you get a vitamin regimen that is truly customized to you and your needs? You take this questionnaire and it's the perfect length. It's not too long where you're there all day, but it's also pretty in depth.
Yeah.
And now I get my daily vitamins. I love this so much.
I mean,
I
that's
take one
cute.
out each day and it says, "Hi, Charlene" on it. And inside is my perfect multivitamin for my needs. And a little bit of iron in there as well.
I mean,
I feel so seen.
If that's not cute, I don't know what cute is.
And the best part is, because I care about this stuff, the actual wrapper part is made of plant-based compostable film. It's not plastic just going and, doing the stuff that plastic does.
They've put care of. Most vitamins, it's like men or women.
Yeah.
But they do the over 50 too. I mean, okay, thanks. But it's not that specific.
No.
People take supplements willy-nilly. It's got to be tailored to your needs. Off the rack might work for clothing. It does not work for supplements.
Ooh, nice, Andy. Good one. So get 50%, that's a whopping 50% off your first Care of order by going to takecareof.com and entering promo code SHANDY50.
Again, that's 50% off your first order at takecareof.com, promo code SHANDY50. So you know what's even easier than takeout, Charlene?
What is easier than takeout, Andy?
Having magical meals come to your door that only need to be reheated for a couple minutes.
That's why we love us some Factor. Fresh, never frozen meals. They're ready to go. They also take into account any dietary restrictions. So if you're keto or you're vegetarian, they have options for you. They're healthy, they're delicious. And let's be honest, there are times when you do not want to cook. You don't have the time to cook. You don't have the energy to cook. And how nice is it to have something ready to go in your fridge that you can just heat up?
And there's all these add-ons. You got juices, smoothies, snacks.
Snacks. Everyone loves a snack.
Everyone likes snacks.
I mean, who doesn't love smoothies, juices, and snacks? Actually,
I could live on juicies. Juicies?
Juicy. We knew what you meant.
Good.
And aside from how much quicker and more convenient it is drastically cheaper than takeout.
And restaurant quality.
Yes. So head to go.factor75.com/Shandy130 and enter promo code Shandy130 to get $130 off across 6 boxes.
That's code Shandy130 at go.factor75.com/Shandy130 to get $130 off.
Okay. So I'm curious then, because it's all peachy keen. You're all shacked up. You spend time at home. You've got your dogs. They're so peaceful. What was an early hurdle in your relationship?
Early hurdle. Early on, I think the only thing was just distance because I was in Maryland at the time. So we were, long distance back and forth traveling up until I moved in officially back in March of this year. So yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that was the main, for sure. Argument wise, I mean, honestly, there hasn't been nothing crazy up to this point, really. It's just
we actually didn't ever have a fight until like a month ago. Our first fight.
Wow. What was the fight about? It leads into my next question, which is how you guys fight, but you stole it. So what was the fight? I want to know.
It was about the dogs.
The dogs, yeah.
That's so wholesome.
So you guys are going to make it. Invite us to the wedding. So how did you resolve that conflict?
Yeah. And also we want to know though, how, since you only just learned this, maybe it's only a month ago, so maybe you haven't learned it yet, but Andy typically asks how you fight.
Right. I want to know what was the nature of the fight, beginning, middle, end, who apologized first, how it was resolved. I want the details.
How did it play out?
If this is your only fight ever, is this it? That's the only fight you've ever had?
Okay, so we had just gotten Dice, this guy here, short for Paradise, and Monster doesn't like to share. And he had a problem where he, it's a new puppy. He's like, what the hell is going on? Who is this? Why are you bringing some new dog into my house? So he bit Dice a couple times in the first few weeks that we had him. And there was one night where I was like, we were coming back from something, and I was like in the bedroom getting changed. He was out here with the dogs, and I hear Dice, they cry and scream very loudly when they're hurt.
Yeah.
So I come out and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, he bit him. I said something like, "Oh, you got to make sure you watch them," and he was like, "What? It's not my fault." Blah blah blah. That's what it was.
I love that it wasn't even about them. It was about the dogs.
This is such a nice fight. Okay, so what happened? How'd you react, Kenny?
Yeah.
Well, I was insinuated that it was my fault that the dog bit the other dog, basically.
That wasn't the message.
All I could say, Kenny, is get used to being accused of doing things that you have no control over.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what marriage is.
I don't know what you're talking
it's a big part
about.
of marriage. Okay, so go ahead.
It was the tone that she had, and there was a little attitude behind it, I felt, and I just I didn't take it too kindly.
Okay, so you started yelling, and then
Wait, I don't know if they yelled. I want to know how it played out.
Kenny was yelling. Of course he was yelling.
I don't.
Yeah,
Kenny's a yeller. I know when he fights, he yells.
Wait, Kenny, is this true?
100%.
Yeah. Not
True.
screaming.
No, it's volume. There's volume.
That was
You're
the
not
most-
like one of these like calm, like now listen to me. What you're saying.
Oh
is
yeah,
wrong.
because that's
I don't
how
agree with you.
Mari is. Yeah, she's the calm one.
Like,
Okay.
We don't need to do that. Like, we can be calm and have a conversation and
No.
move forward. Like,
Yeah, no, that's not how it works, right?
We just we stayed away from each other for the rest of the night and then talked about it the next night, next day.
Okay, so who apologized first? Who offered the olive branch?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was.
I brought it up.
Well, I kind of. Throughout the day, that next day, we went to one of the festivals and whatnot.
Yeah.
We went. We sort of just. It sort of had died out. Obviously, it was just whatever. But we hadn't talked about anything. We just kind of went about our day. When we got home that night, she brought up, and we had like a conversation about it, and it was sort of just a mutual apologizing situation, I guess.
This is the most uneventful
Yeah, this is not.
resolution.
I'm
of a
not
fight
getting
I've
what I
ever
wanted
heard.
here. This is nothing. This is a nothing burger.
I didn't end up.
But congratulations.
Yeah, you guys don't fight.
Yeah. I cannot believe that was your first fight a month ago. So basically you'd been dating a
That's
year.
insane.
I can't believe it. You don't fight about housework?
No, we split everything pretty evenly, I think.
Yeah, we're both pretty clean, actually. I'm actually cleaner than she is.
There's a difference between clean and organized.
Yes,
I think
yes.
Yeah.
Her.
I have a lot of stuff. That's the problem. But it's not dirty. Just
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, I had a lot of stuff too, but it all went away. So,
I also laid to rest much of my stuff,
Yeah.
Kenny. So that's what happens.
I mean, in my defense, it was stuff that really should have been laid to rest.
You're right. I'm happy. It's in a better place.
It's
All of
not
it's
a
in better
loss.
place.
It's like you're a lighter, better, more clear-headed
You're right.
person now that stuff is gone. Trust me.
Yeah. No, she's right. She's right. That's one of the great things about marriage is basically all the stuff you have is gone and all the stuff they have is comes in and that's it. And it actually works out well in the end.
that's where we're at.
Yeah. No, I just can't get over the fact. So you haven't had a fight since then. That's the only basis you have to go off for how you guys fight.
Yeah.
Pretty much, which is, yeah.
Well, that's really amazing because I would, having not had a very serious relationship, it's amazing to me that you jumped into one and there's no fighting. Like that's just, that doesn't make any sense, but I'll take it. It's great.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. Like one of the things you learn about in relationships is there's going to be a lot of fighting and you're going to do it. That's one of the things you almost look forward to it. It's part of the relationship.
I enjoy, like, with my work, I'm always fighting with people. Like, with my line of business, I'm dealing with agents and, just shady types of people in general, which you guys, you're in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Talent buyers, agents representing bands and all, that there's always going to be some shady stuff going on in those worlds. So I've been dealing with that kind of stuff for 20 years. So I enjoy a good argument or fight. Like she hears me on the phone all the time. Fight.
I'm once again pointing at Andy for our listeners because it's so true. I hear Andy on the phone all the time. I'm like, I cannot believe you're talking to another human being that way, but he's getting it back at him. That's just sort of like how it works, I guess. And I'm like, oh, that's so heated.
No, this is the respite. This is the safe zone.
Oh, home is the safe zone.
Yeah, I won't fight. I don't want to fight. As a matter of fact, and I know Kenny will appreciate this, if guys had their way, there would never be fights. They would just get away with stuff, and you would get away with stuff, and there'd be no discussion of it. It would just evaporate.
Oh, wait. Okay, so on that note, had Mari not brought up the dog fight, one whole day later, Kenny, would you have ever brought it up?
No.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have it naturally just resolved itself.
Dissipates.
That's right.
Oh, Mari, I'm like you. It needs to be brought up.
It's good though. I'm glad that you're smart to bring it up, because really what it does is, even if it goes away naturally, it does fester a little bit.
Yes.
There's a little festering.
Like, I need the closure. I need to make sure we're good. Like, okay. And not just like in a relationship, but just in general. Like,
I agree.
Is this loose end tied? Like, is everything okay? Like, okay, then we can, move on from it.
Yeah.
Because I see in a relationship, there's like an inventory list, and the inventory list is all the gripes you have slowly building up. It's like a warehouse. And the best thing is to keep that warehouse empty. That's the goal. Because when those fights come around, you're like, oh, actually, let's see what we got here.
You're right. I think it's important to, like, as things come up, to talk about it so that it doesn't sit there, because once it reaches like that point of no return, then it all comes out. And that's
right. 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so is there something that the two of you do to actively work on or to maintain your relationship? Like, is there anything you do? Like, do you have date night, or do you have talks? Like, or is it just based on talking to you, it just seems like you guys kind of just fit like this. I'm wondering if that's something you have to actively work on.
I don't think we do actively.
Well,
I mean,
we do try to, like I said, like, during the day, we'll do our work.
Yeah.
I'm at the kitchen table, she's over there, whatever. And then we always are like, hey, what do we want to do tonight? Like, are we going to watch a movie? Do we want to go down to the river? Whatever. I mean, we usually try to do something and go out and have just some time to hang out.
Yeah. But I think that's such a part of our daily routine that it doesn't actually feel like we're working to, like, oh, I got to make sure we do something today. Like, we just do it,
It's a given.
Yeah.
It's a good relationship.
I know. I'm
it's
like,
not that interesting anymore. It's too good. No holes. We can't poke holes.
Well, we should address the bet once and for all, in case anyone listening didn't see the reel on Instagram. But basically, a year ago in one of our recaps, Andy was like, these two are going to be together for at least a year. Mark my words. I bet blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And you're like, aren't you going to bet? And I was like, well, how much are we betting? And you're like, $1. And I was like, okay, sure. $1. And then
talk to your accountant first.
Yeah. And then a year later, while actually we were filming Bachelor in Paradise Canada. Yeah, because I'm hosting. And so we were up in Canada, and the year mark went by. And it was actually a Shandy. It was a listener who alerted us to this, by the way. We would have forgotten, but a listener was like, by the way, Charlene owes Andy $1. And so, yeah.
It was one of the more mature, real connections I'd seen on this franchise. I felt permanence.
Mari, I get the impression that you've been told you're an old soul before.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like people say that because they think I'm boring. But it's totally fine. I mean, I think because I kind of had to grow up fast, I guess you could say. My dad was in the military, moved around a bunch, all that kind of stuff. And so I never really had like that core like group of friends that you grew up with your entire life, and you like go to each other's like
sleepovers
and all that type of thing, because I was always moving around to different schools. So as an adult, it was the same way. It was like, I don't have like my core group of friends that like, we're going to go party every night, like I did have a great group of friends in Maryland. I still love them. But that was never like a priority in my life. So I was always like school, work. Like I started working when I was 14 years old. Like that was always my mindset. And I think it was just way different than everyone else around me.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. No. I will say, just as an outsider, it's obvious that like it makes sense that you're not born and raised in the U.S., that you did move around.
Speaks several languages and sign language. Do you speak sign language?
Learning sign language. I know like individual words, but I'm like not great with putting them into sentences.
Okay, that's a lot better than most.
That's
people,
me
I
in
would assume.
German.
That's your.
I'm like, I know the
No.
word, but I don't know how to use it. But that's okay. And you actually did live in Germany for a bit, right?
Yeah. My little brother was born there. My mom actually lives there right now. I'm going to go see her next month.
Oh wow.
You had a few questions for Kenny about what he does.
I do. I want to know all the things that you're doing. I want a succinct explanation of what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange what I have going on. So I do. Okay, I have a small business, and me and another my partner, we put together tribute bands, cover bands. Okay, so the boy band that we have, the one that does all the boy band stuff, and then so it's not all boy band stuff. There's a boy band one. There's a country band. There's a Motown band. There's a 70s band. There's a 80s hair metal band.
I like all those.
So we have like eight bands that we put together. So basically we got the musicians together, came up with the concepts, the set list and the marketing and all that. And we put these bands together, and then, we basically manage them, book them.
Wait, you booked the band, you put the bands together and you booked them? So you created these bands.
Do they audition for you?
Yeah, how did you do that?
Well, in our little area here on the south side of Chicago, like there's so many musicians, and so my other job is I book a music venue, which I've been doing for literally about almost 20 years now. So
wow.
I've been in the scene, and my partner's a musician in the scene, and we just know that many musicians where we can find a keyboard player and we find a bass player, guitar player.
But what about, okay, sorry, I have more questions.
I have one question quick before. Hold on. You got it?
Yeah, I got
your
it.
question. The first one you did, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So the first one was the boy band one. And it was just, it was actually a one-night event that we did at the bar.
No, I want to know how you put it together.
Yeah.
How did you go from zero to boy bands? Like, I want to know that.
My partner, so I had the idea of the band. And I called my friend Glenn, who's now my business partner on this. And I'm like, hey, he knew we did this event called Boy Band Night, and there was a bunch of people showed up. So he's a bass player. So he was the first piece of the band, but he was in a band already that, sort of played weddings and stuff. And, just played a band that kind of plays everything. If you're at a wedding,
sure.
Whatever. So we took some of the guys that were in his band, the drummer, and then one of the singers. So we had, 3 guys, and then we found 2 more singers. I actually run a singing contest at the bar.
Oh my God. Okay, wait a minute.
This is too big. I think this is its own podcast. We're going to do a separate podcast about this.
It's really just.
This is too
He
much.
just mentions it so casually. The singer,
This is why he looks so good. He's been having fun his whole life. I'm telling you. This is it. It's just not taking life too seriously. This guy, how fun is that?
That sounds very
together
fun.
Boy bands and cover bands. And this is a good time. I'm jealous of your life.
Wait, are you one of the judges in the singing competition?
So yeah, well, we haven't done it since COVID, but we did it for like 6-7 years, and it was actually a pretty big event. The winner got $10,000. It was a big deal.
Wow,
This is awesome. This is
and
great.
I used several singers that we have in our bands now. That we found in that contest. So it was cool. We're gonna bring it back. It runs just like American Idol. It's just a mini version of it.
Wow,
It sounds so fun. It sounds like you could make if you had something like if you murdered somebody, you could make a movie out of this. You just there has to be something extra, but it's basically a movie.
I think this could be made into a movie without murdering someone.
No, I think the murder would help, but it would be a fine movie. It'd be a better movie with murder. He doesn't have to kill the person. Just somebody dies.
Someone dies.
That's a movie.
Sorry,
You're
Mark.
like one murder away from your life being a movie.
Soon.
So, wait, what?
That's not ominous at all. Okay, back to your relationship before we get to the game. Any beliefs about relationships that have changed now that you have this one?
I don't think so.
Wait, what's the question?
Any
What's so great about this? You're like, wow, that's a great question. You had like the fake, I heard that question look.
I thought he was answering.
He had his head on his fist, like he was really thinking.
Yeah, I like
okay.
that. I do that all the time.
I
Half the things I hear, I don't hear anything. I just make believe I heard something.
I know, I can always tell too. Yeah. Take two, Kenny. And actually, Kenny, I'm expecting an answer from you specifically on this question. So pay attention this time. Any beliefs about relationships that have changed now that you have this one?
And just in general, being in a relationship, the belief that it's doable for myself has changed. I mean,
it's so honest.
Going into, I always felt like a relationship, for the most part, and the ones I did have, the minor ones, almost added more stress onto life versus sort of where we're at, where it adds more enjoyment.
Oh,
that's nice.
Oh,
that's so
nice. Pulled through. That was lovely.
Slam dunk.
Loved that. For now.
For now.
For now.
No, that's a beautiful answer. It doesn't drain it.
No, that's great.
It's not an extra thing you have to deal with or contend with.
It's so true. Mm-hmm. That's why relationships end, because it's the energy's going out and not coming in. Mm-hmm. It's very simple. Yeah. This enriches my life. Other relationships made my life worse.
It is very simply put.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Deep.
Yeah. Mari, how about you?
Oh man, I don't really know. I don't think I have a solid answer for that. I think just from the relationships that I was in, I always felt like, I guess there's always something's always going to happen. Like I've got to be on my toes. Like something's going to come up that's not good. But in this relationship, I don't have to worry about that or deal with that. So that's
isn't that nice? Isn't that so like, it's like there's no eggshells anywhere. You just walk right in and do whatever you want.
The door's open, you just walk in. Yeah. No,
Exactly.
you said you don't have one, but I actually think that is a major one. What you're saying is that you're not a little bit on edge wondering what's around the corner.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly that.
That's no way to live. Like that takes a toll. It really does.
Yeah. It's like the fear of conflict, of some sort of friction.
Yeah.
Is always with you in relationships that aren't right.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are a hoot so far. I'm actually looking forward to the game.
Yeah, we haven't even gone to the fun part. This is all the work. This is the work.
Yeah. All right. It is now time for the Dear Shandy Newlyweds Game. Yay! Very interesting vibe as they were writing. It was clear that they are competitive. Mari admitted she's competitive. Kenny didn't admit it, but I got the vibe that he's competitive.
Yeah. I think they were taking the game seriously.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yeah. Oh, no, they weren't writing this off. They were. In fact, at one point, Mari was unsure about the music. She got up to look at the vinyls to make sure
that was acceptable.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 3-3 tie.
Ooh, okay.
That may go to a tiebreaker.
Oh my God, I called you Kenny. Andy likes to predict. So he thinks you're going to be 3-3 tie.
Yeah.
All right.
Tiebreaker is going to go to Mari.
Mari, how does that make you feel? Are you going to live up to it? Like a winner. Okay, so we'll start with Kenny, which means that Mari, it's your chance to get a point. All right.
Okay.
So Kenny, you walk into a bar. What's the drink that you order? And you can show the camera as you tell us.
See that?
A Michelob Ultra.
Correct.
Oh, Michelob Ultra.
Okay. All right. Mari, did you get that? Let's see.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Oh.
That's easy.
Oh, am I saying it wrong? It's not a Michelob Ultra?
You said it right.
It is? Okay.
I used to think it was Michelob until
I actually could be wrong. I'm not sure at all, honestly.
No, you're right.
Okay. Yay, Mari. Off to a great start. Strong.
I mean, I do think that's probably pretty obvious. I mean, the guy works in this industry.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. We're not giving you that much credit. It's a little.
All right, Mari, your turn. You walk into a bar. What is your drink order of choice?
Only because that's usually the only thing that all bars have.
White Claw.
I like a good White Claw.
Kenny looks perturbed by this answer.
Confident.
Oh, he got it. Wow. His expression led me astray.
Yeah. Real poker face.
Yeah. So, Andy, we have recently upgraded our Cozy Earth bedding experience. Oof. And by upgraded, I mean we just made more of our bedding Cozy Earth. Before we had a fitted sheet, a top sheet, and our pillowcases, and now we fully have the comforter, cover. We're just enveloped in Cozy Earth every night.
I want our whole apartment to be Cozy Earth.
I know.
I want to have a Cozy Earth living space. Can you do that? It'll eventually become that.
If they continue to grow as they have been. I mean, Cozy Earth's killing it because let me tell you, everyone who buys Cozy Earth sheets is like, oh, wow, you're not lying.
The response we've gotten from Shandy's on this is incredible.
Yeah.
People love to talk about how into Cozy Earth they are. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's that
We
good.
get very excited about this.
So Cozy Earth, in case you're new, is fantastic bedding made from viscose from bamboo. They also make loungewear, but that viscose from bamboo makes it super, super soft and also more sustainable than your typical cotton.
And durable.
And Cozy Earth, because they're that confident in their amazing fabrics, has a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. I mean, it's like,
what else do we have to do here? Come on, just get Cozy Earth. I mean, what else do we need?
Yeah, you really need the head exploding emoji to go along with this. And Cozy Earth has been on Oprah's most favorite things list for 4 years in a row.
Most favorite things.
I know.
Not most favorite bedding.
Yeah.
Most favorite things.
Yeah, and Oprah, let's be honest, there's some fancy bedding out there. Oprah could have said, I like this fancy brand where it's $1,000 for bed sheets. That's the other thing is Cozy Earth is really affordable considering how soft it is, how durable it is, and how cooling it is.
We don't talk about that enough.
The cooling.
Actually, we talk about that a lot.
I don't know if anyone wants to hear about your night sweats anymore.
But they are gone, and we've discussed it.
So for a limited time, save 35% on Cozy Earth bedding.
Check out their awesome loungewear, too.
Go to cozyearth.com/Shandy and enter our special promo code Shandy at checkout to save 35%.
All backed by a 100-night trial.
Again, that's cozyearth.com/Shandy, SHANDY, and enter code Shandy at checkout for 35% off. Question number 2, Kenny. If you could only listen to one musician, band, or composer for the rest of your life, who would it be?
Where's the camera?
Nice.
Bob Seger.
Nice.
Is that the one you always listen to?
Probably. Well, yeah, but I don't know if that's the one you were thinking of.
Andy, are you
Was
happy?
that not in the stack of vinyl?
It's in there.
I just couldn't find it in time.
What did you put?
I guessed. I just wrote any name I could think of.
What is it?
Okay. She wrote Elton John.
Oh, Elton John.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I mean,
Mari.
It's good.
Sorry, that is a good guess. Okay, so Mari, you can only listen to one musician, band, or composer for the rest of your life. Who is it?
This was hard, but Ariana Grande.
She's lying.
What did you put?
No.
He put Bad Bunny. Oh.
No?
This is all. Anytime I come home and she's got music on, that's what it is.
Oh.
It's never been Ariana Grande.
That's what I listen to in the shower.
Oh, well, he's not in the shower. Or is he?
Okay.
Music.
All right. Well, that's a fair.
All right. Well, you're still tied 1-1. That question was surprisingly unsuccessful.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems there.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 3. Kenny, what is your biggest peeve? And the two of you agreed that this would be about each other. It would not be about the world in general. So I'm very curious to see what you put.
All right.
Her chewing an apple.
What?
Oh, man. I got to be honest. Like, that's funny, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Wait, what do you mean?
I used to have chewing pet peeves with girlfriends.
It's bad.
It's the crunch of the apple. That's why. That was one time. Literally, I had an apple once, like 3 days ago.
It's all.
It's all the time. Wait, okay, question. Is it an apple specifically? Like, let's say it's a juicy peach. It has no crunch.
It's an apple, or one time it was a pear.
A very crunchy pear. So is it that she takes a very aggressive crunch out of it? It's
Yeah.
like a very loud crunch?
I have a video I'll send you.
You took a video?
When we were driving to Toronto, she was doing it.
She was chewing it.
Okay, Mari, I'm very curious to see if you got that correctly.
Yeah, this is going to be
I
amazing.
did not.
What else is there?
You thought he would say that.
Put clothes away right away.
Okay.
I mean, that's more reasonable.
No, that's standard. Okay. Mari, I feel like you deserved that point and you didn't get it because it sounds like your peeve, Kenny, is just anyone eating a crunchy apple.
Yeah, is it universal?
In her defense, I don't bring attention to it. I let it bottle up inside.
Okay. Mari, how about your biggest peeve in this relationship about Kenny?
I should have put something else.
What is it?
Metal on the pants.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is respectable.
I was telling you about that the other day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you had the wrong
Yeah, you
pan.
were really going at it.
Yeah,
on
but
that
it wasn't
thing.
the non-stick. It's okay if it's not
matter.
non-stick.
They say stainless steel. It's still, you can scratch the stainless steel.
Well, let's ask Mari. She seems to know. It's only if it's non-stick, right?
Non-stick, you don't do metal.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. You could do metal on stainless steel, just hard.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
I take it back. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Okay, Kenny, did you get that?
So there was two because we've actually this came up before this exact thing, but I went with the other one on. I should have went with that one, but
Oh,
He wrote toilet seat. Can you
I
explain?
mean, that's standard. He leaves the toilet seat up.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is, yeah.
You leave
It
the
is-
toilet seat up, or you just piss on the toilet seat. There's two
Both.
types. Oh, both. So after you finish pissing on the toilet seat, you lift it up.
it's everywhere.
Okay, wow, you guys, I mean,
sometimes it comes out sideways.
Yep, we know.
we know.
Yep, it
I
happens.
mean, I'm just gonna smile and nod. I don't know.
Yeah, I did not know that was a thing.
You don't
Yeah.
have the same situation. We have literally, there's like a pinhole, and if anything gets scummed up in there, it's like, it's everywhere.
Scummed up?
Gummed up. Or scummed up also could apply.
Wait, gummed up like just like residue?
Well, I think if you can't figure it out, I'm just going to say we should move on to the next question.
Kenny's not saving you. He's not jumping in here to agree with you.
It's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
I mean, I feel like when you get older, your peeing just changes.
Do
This
you
is
agree?
also true.
Oh, wow.
It does.
Okay.
I've got a weak stream. My stream used to be much stronger. It's not a reliable stream anymore.
Wow, this is the most TMI love fest ever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to our listeners. Although maybe this is good information that they can use one day
Yeah.
when they play a Newlyweds Game. All right. Moving on, you're still a 1-1 tie, you two. At least you're in it together. So, Kenny, what was your first ever job? Meaning the first thing you ever got paid to do. He was a grocery store stock boy. Oh, that's so wholesome.
That is. That's like a really like Norman Rockwell first
Painting,
job.
yes. Yeah. Very cute. I can just picture you, little boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you weren't a little boy, a teenager.
Yeah.
Stocking
27 years old.
Okay. Mari, did you get that?
Did you?
Said grocery store.
Nice.
Oh, very good. Very good.
She knew that because I think we really recently talked about it for some reason.
That's the sign that you guys are in a real relationship.
So you talk
It's
about
one of
things
the
like
it's
that.
one of the strongest indicators. The first job question, I think.
Oh, it's one of my favorite questions
Yeah.
on this.
You got to
I
really
had
get you got to run out of things to talk about to get to that point.
Yeah,
where you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting around. You're like, so what did you do when your first job?
Yeah.
Really? We're there.
Yeah. Okay, so Mari, how about you? Your first ever job?
I was a grocery store bagger.
Get out of here!
Oh, cute. Oh, that's even cuter to imagine.
So they were like complimenting
I know.
jobs.
Two
even-
ships
even
in the
their
night at
first
the
job.
grocery store.
I had
Kenny's shaking his head.
no, I did. I had no.
No, I've never told him that.
No, I didn't know anything.
What did you guess? I'm curious.
I went with this was my second job, so I just this is what I.
mailman.
But you-
I love that it's still masculine. Mailman. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Oh,
that's
but
good.
no, you're now losing. Mari
Yeah.
is winning 2-1 right now.
Yep.
She's nodding knowingly too. Okay. You're way off with your prediction, can I just say? But I
There's
think
one question left. It
I
could
know.
be a 2-2 tie.
I know, but okay, we'll see. Okay. Kenny, it's your last meal on earth. What do you order? And you guys agreed to just do one thing. Let's see
Yeah.
what he put. chicken.
Any preparation.
Wait,
What did you put?
what did she put? Let's see. What did you guess?
Come on, you eat that every day. Your last
Well, that's
meal
what I would.
Oh,
eat something extravagant.
I
Yeah.
stick no matter what.
that's it.
You're about to die, and you just
They
get
give you
what you get
anything.
every other
Anything you
day.
want.
I stick to my schedules.
Wow.
This is spoken like a man who's never been faced with
It's the
death.
most basic last meal on earth I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
life.
Great.
And-
Well, what did you put that I would have said? I mean, it's all I eat.
I put steak.
Steak.
I was gonna put steak.
It was close. I mean,
Oh. Kenny, I don't even know what to make of that.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't, what does that say about you? That your last meal.
It's no preparation. What if they just give you like a boiled piece of chicken? They're just like, you literally are 10 minutes away from being put in the electric chair. And they boil a breast of chicken for you. No salt, no pepper, nothing. They're like, you want chicken? We gave you chicken.
We've been doing chicken thighs in the air fryer. That's pretty good. That's what I would have done.
Noted.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Mari, it's your last meal on earth. Let's see.
What? What is that?
Molten cake.
Now that,
I mean,
that's very nice. Very nice.
two
very
of
nice.
them. Oh, see,
Yeah,
she
that's good.
understands. She understood the question.
Yeah.
Well, that's like me saying chicken because she already eats that all the time.
Oh, I have my birthday.
That being said, molten cake is a little more nuanced than chicken.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Definitely more decadent.
Yeah.
I will say, if it's on the menu, I'm ordering it.
Yeah, everyone orders it.
Yeah.
Molten cake is always like, why doesn't every restaurant have a molten
Chili's
cake? That's what I don't understand.
Okay, wait. So Kenny, did you get that? Oh,
Not-
Chili's
Chili's-
molten lava cake. He even got the restaurant. Wow. So that leaves us, Andy. You weren't totally wrong. We're at
It was a tie.
2-2 tie. All right. So this is the moment of truth.
Yeah.
You can either choose just go about. Just leave, go on your merry way, tied, and just loving each other equally. Or I suspect Mari, being competitive, is going to want to have a tiebreaker. You tell me what you want to do.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, these
No
guys are
hesitation.
players.
All right. Tiebreaker question. So, Mari, this is your chance to get this point. Kenny, you win the lottery. What's the first thing you buy?
Motorcycle.
Okay, a Harley Davidson.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh,
Hold on
Andy
a
already
second.
has
This
an
is-
issue.
okay. I have issue with this. I have a big issue. It's not a scratch off. You're winning like $100 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. You just put the rest in a savings account. That's it. Just Harley and
Well, it is the first thing you buy. It's not the only thing you buy.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you buy. So maybe he's always wanted one. He's like, I won the lottery. I'm getting that thing.
I'm telling you, Mari was thinking of this the right way, which is what do you
Probably.
put millions of dollars
Oh,
towards?
well, we haven't even seen what she wrote yet. Okay, let's see, Mari. Let's see what you wrote.
My answer or what I put for him?
Yeah, what you think Kenny would buy.
Motorcycle.
You put
Wow, that's Hall of Fame. Newlywed
I'm
Game.
scared at your poker face. That was like, I
Wow.
never would have known that you
I'm
got
surprised.
that right.
I used to have Harley, and once in a while I talk about one.
Oh, well, she's been listening.
That is incredibly impressive.
Don't you
because
feel
number
so-
one, it's a bad answer, and number two, she guessed the thing.
She guessed your bad answer. She knew you would give a bad answer to that question.
I told you.
Pretty, yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Kenny, don't you feel so seen right now?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's over.
it's over. That's it.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Mari, you win the lottery. What's the first thing you buy?
Properties.
Reasonable answer.
Plural.
Properties. Reasonable
Yes,
answer.
Okay, she's on it. She's getting into the real estate world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally reasonable.
Kenny, did you get that?
Nice.
A house. He wrote house. Oh,
And where are we now?
we're at a 3-3 tie. Andy's very proud of himself.
3-3.
Okay.
We got there.
Do you have it in you to do another tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Oh, Mari's not going to stop. It could be like 2 a.m. She's like, lobster.
Yeah, I get the feeling Mari likes to win.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win.
Okay.
I think she's making Kenny nervous.
Okay, second tiebreaker. We're on the edge of our seats here. Kenny, I'm going to ask you first. Mari, this is your point. Kenny, when you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? He wrote a baseball player.
Me too.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
I'm only applauding because Andy feels
That
the
was
same
my
way.
thing.
Okay. I don't know why I was applauding to that. I'm like, good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I have very good things I want to be when I grow up.
Okay, Mari, did you get that right?
I did not.
Oh.
Ooh, she wrote
Police
police officer.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. We're going to see what happens
Was she
here.
close, Kenny? Was she close?
I that was a possibility to put down.
Nice.
Okay. All right, Mari, how about you? When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
The first one I remember wanting to be was a veterinarian.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
such
what I
a
should have.
noble answer. Love
that's
that.
a good one. I like
Yeah.
that. That's good.
Kenny, did you get that?
Uh-oh.
Princess.
Good answer. That's a good answer.
It is. It's
That's
very
a good
cute,
answer.
actually. Okay, we're still at a 3-3 tie. Do you have another
We're going to double
tiebreaker in you?
overtime. We're going to this triple overtime.
Yeah. Do you want to go for another one?
Mari's not. I'm telling you, she's
Okay.
not stopping.
All right. Yeah,
We might have to start
Mari's
writing new
down. I love it. Okay, this one.
Brought a paper after this.
Yeah, you got to get it.
Cross stuff out.
All right. Third tiebreaker. This is it. They run out of paper after this. We need a winner.
We're going to have a winner after this.
Kenny, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Pistachio.
Oh, old
Hero.
school. Nice.
Ooh, okay. Mari.
Got it.
Oh, she got it. She got it. Excellent. That's a very elevated
Yeah,
taste.
that's
I think.
that's good.
Yeah.
That means that tells me a lot about you.
Yeah, it does. Nuance. That's a nuanced
Not
flavor
afraid to be
me.
different.
Different.
Not
yeah.
afraid to break from the pack.
Yeah.
A little weird.
He probably likes
Adventurous.
gelato, so like it's a little more worldly.
Yeah. Yeah. Cosmopolitan.
Yes.
Accepting of other people.
Yeah.
Spumoni?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's like
good one.
chocolate, pistachio, and vanilla, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
something like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
Italian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mari, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
My two acceptable answers because I love them equally.
Oh, he has a double
Strawberry
chance.
And
Strawberry?
chocolate chip cookie dough.
Okay, strawberry and chocolate chip cookie
Those
dough.
are really occupying opposite ends of the spectrum of
I
ice
mean,
cream.
there's a
But
time and a place. Mari and I
This-
are on the same page in the dessert department, just saying, with a molten cake. All right, Kenny, did you get that? Cookie dough.
That's
got
acceptable.
It. He got it. Okay. All right. You guys love each other equally. Isn't that lovely?
We
Yeah,
got.
the
I think
battery.
we got literally one more. I got 10% notification on.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is a new record, by the way. We've never done a fourth tiebreaker.
fourth over. This is incredible.
Okay. Okay. We have to discuss. All right. This is it.
Is it?
This is it. After this, we're done.
It's over.
Yeah. They're running out of battery.
Mm-hmm.
No more paper. Question. Fourth tiebreaker. Kenny, what is one thing Mari has that you would love to get rid of?
Just in general.
Some of her clothes, he wrote.
Cool.
So unbelievably with him on that. That's exactly right. Some of your clothes. I'm
Just-
totally with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's 6 drawers in the dresser, and I have 2, but I can't even shut it because her clothes from the top fall in.
This is city living, and a girl has clothes.
I literally, my 2 drawers have things like hanging out of them. I literally have like stacking things on the bed. I go to sleep. I just kick my clothes onto the floor. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, enough about that.
Okay, no, that's fine. I love you. I love you.
Mari, did you get that?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Too many
Wow.
clothes. Wow. Okay. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my Lord. This is
very
this
exciting.
is intense.
Mari.
By the way, also you sort of took a circuitous route to get there, but one of the very few contestants who has gotten 5 points.
Yes. There have been some
Very
tiebreakers, but nonetheless, 5
points.
very few people reach 5
ever.
points. Yeah. So Mari, what is one thing Kenny has that you would love to get rid of?
His clippers.
Clippers.
What?
Clippers.
I need that to be explained to me.
Your face clippers.
Oh my God.
Because he's always trimming his beard and his mustache, and I like it long.
Oh,
that's so nice. That's just a loving,
cute.
terrible answer.
Yeah, I feel like it's impossible for him to get that.
He's going to lose. He's
I don't
about
know
to
if he's
lose.
gonna get
But he's
that.
about to lose with love.
Yes, because it just says she's saying that she
She
just
loves
loves him
him.
the way he is.
Yeah.
Without
She just
grooming.
loves everything. She wants the hair to grow like Santa Claus.
So really, you're winning in the end.
Everyone wins. But Kenny's about to lose.
She wants me to look more Puerto Rican is what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Kenny, did you get that?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, he said my record player. Oh.
Oh, that's so sad. That's the last thing you have.
I know, that's what I said.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Look,
Well,
this
was a very exciting Newlyweds Game. I just have to tell you, this is not the average Newlyweds Game.
is incredible.
And we have a clear winner.
Clear winner.
Even though I feel like it was impossible for Kenny to get that. But
true.
again, he
That's
won
true.
in a different way. Mari, you are the winner of the Dear Shandy Newlyweds Game. Yay. Excellent.
Very
You
good.
guys, I mean, I just loved how into it you guys got with that
Yeah.
game. You were not quitting. I loved
No,
it.
it's got to be taken seriously.
Yes.
It's not a
Yeah.
laughing matter.
5-4 for Mari. That is a lot of points gotten. You know
Mm-hmm.
each other very well. And you can take that into your evening as we set you free. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you,
Thanks for
guys.
having us. It was
Thanks
so
a lot.
We had a blast with you. Okay, stay in touch. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye, guys. Oh, man. That was fun. You know, the Newlyweds Game. What if, I mean, it just makes a love fest.
Yeah, and I was right, sort of.
Oh, yeah, you didn't get the credit.
Yeah, I don't like to gloat. I decided I'm gloating too much when I win, because I have lost a couple times recently with my predictions. So
Yeah.
I really shouldn't take that much credit when I do win. Of course, even a blind squirrel finds a nut, as they say. But I did call it. That was an amazing game. It was nail biting.
Yes.
And they clearly know a lot
About
each
each
other.
other.
And more, even the wrong answers were right. Everything was there.
And even the clippers at the end, she was just like, I like his facial hair.
She said it was almost like an allegory. It was almost like a proverb. It's like, I want to get rid of your, like, it was like, I want to get rid of a thing that takes things away from the way you are naturally.
Yeah, it's like those, what are those little like poem things that are a couple of them?
Haiku.
Yes, it was haiku. Oh,
Yeah.
the haiku of the Newlyweds
Yeah, what is a
Game.
haiku? Haiku is dun 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 dun. Is that what it is?
I don't know what makes a haiku.
Like, I want to get rid of the clippers that cut your beard,
which I love.
which I love. Thank you. Worst haiku ever.
Signed, Mari. They were so cute. What a fun game. You know what I love? Like sometimes, and I don't want to make it sound like this happens all the time, but you know, sometimes like couples are like, okay, we have to go. Like, you know, it was nice chatting with you, but like, we're going to get back to our lives. They were like, no, give us another question. We need to get to the bottom of this.
They respect the Newlywed Game. Some people are
Yes.
like, okay, we'll just end in a time. Like, really? Come on.
Yeah, no.
Can't end in a tie.
Oh, Mari, she was
She
not
wasn't
letting
playing
that
games.
in.
This is why she wins the competitions.
Yes. I mean, okay, we have to talk about that for a second. She's won some major
No.
pageants.
I mean, look, no one is going to say anything to the the negative about what these guys look like.
I mean, they're blindingly beautiful. When they first came on, I was a little like starstruck, which I don't often get, by the way. They were just so striking.
No, they're really good looking. And, you know, it's also nice for Mari that Kenny looks like he's like 30 at most.
Oh, I know.
So
Well,
you get sort of the best of both worlds.
According to you, he looks 30 because he's just had a fun life.
He's had a
creating-
fun. He's taken life not too seriously.
It's so true.
Yeah.
He creates cover bands.
There's nothing
That's
more.
fun.
Just like he's basically giving life the finger. He's like, I'm not going to do these things that you said I should do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
You know, he was a millennial or a Gen Zer before millennials and Gen Zers. Because, you know, now it's like, oh, be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Pursue your
maverick.
passions. Yeah, he is a maverick. That was very sweet. You know, there was a simplicity to them together that I'm not really surprised by, honestly, actually.
No.
Now that I think about it, I don't know what I was expecting coming into this one. Sometimes you're like, oh, I think this is going to be like this. But it was just like, yeah, no, we got along really well. Like we had our first fight a month ago. Like there was a real just ease to them together.
A lightness. Feels that they're like floating.
Mm-hmm.
There's you don't sense any tension. You don't sense that there's like storm clouds on the horizon.
You know, I forgot to ask this partway through. It crossed my mind, but something else was being discussed. I meant to ask, and I'm 100% confident in my answer, that the two of them know how to be quiet together. Do you know?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Totally know what you mean.
I feel like some people, and you can get along and have the same values and all these things, but if when you're together at home, just the two of you working, whatever, at the same time, and silence is only awkward, it's not golden, like you can't just be silent together in the same space for hours and hours and hours, I think that that's not a good sign for the future. And I have zero doubt that they can just be totally separate in their apartment, working away silently without needing to run everything past each other and talking all the time.
I think the most delightful thing about being in a really healthy relationship is being able to be alone with the person you love.
Be alone. It's so...
Silence.
It's true, though. I've felt with you, and actually, this is something it was. I think I wanted to find, but couldn't identify it until I found it. That feeling of being just with myself.
Yeah.
When I'm with you, and that sounds a little self-absorbed, or maybe
it is self-absorbed. We're all self-absorbed to some extent.
Yeah,
we all want to be alone with ourselves as another human. That's the best thing to be.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm so jealous of twins, identical twins. That seems like such a good deal.
Yeah.
It's always another half of you, just right there, just full connection.
Okay, well, I think that's a wrap for a fantastic love fest.
Fantastic. I'm very happy. I'm actually very happy because I was the slightest bit worried. I think you never know. You just never know.
Is the truth coming out in the last moment?
No. I remain very confident that I saw something that felt permanent. But you never know.
It's true.
So within 5 minutes, I was like, good.
Yeah.
I just needed that first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, well, Andy, I think that's a wrap for this delightful love fest. Yeah. If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you, and that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram and
TikTok,
leave us Apple and
Spotify
podcast ratings and reviews, and generally do all the things that you would do to support a podcast that brings on your favorite couples and pits them against each other in a fun game.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye.